What happens when we take our last breath? Does our self dissolve into nothingness? Or does it journey through realms beyond human comprehension? Welcome, soul traveler, to the mystery of mysteries. Today we delve into one of Tibetan Buddhism's most profound and mysterious texts, the Bardo Thödol, known more widely in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Imagine a guide that accompanies you through the deepest, most mysterious transitions of existence. This is the essence of the Bardo Thödol. Far more than a simple manual on the end of life, it is a map, a spiritual guide to what awaits beyond physical death. Together we'll cross this portal, explore its messages, and perhaps gain a clearer understanding of what it truly means to exist. The Bardo Thödol was authored by Padmasambhava, a legendary figure in Tibetan Buddhism. Born in India, he is credited with bringing Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. Revered in Tibetan tradition as Guru Rinpoche, or Precious Master, Padmasambhava was more than a monk. He was a profoundly enlightened spiritual master and yogi who possessed deep knowledge of mystical practices and esoteric teachings. His desire to offer guidance not only to the living but to the deceased led to the creation of the Bardo Thödol, a path to liberation beyond one's final breath. Padmasambhava, even from a young age, displayed extraordinary mystical abilities and was recognized as a Mahasiddha, a figure of extreme spiritual realization who had developed spiritual powers, or siddhis, deemed miraculous. Invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen, who sought to spread Buddhism and unify the nation spiritually, Padmasambhava encountered a land immersed in intense shamanic practices and animist beliefs, deeply rooted in the Bon religion, Tibet's indigenous spiritual practice. This diverse and often chaotic spiritual landscape presented challenges to the spread of Buddhism. Upon his arrival, Padmasambhava faced resistance from the local Bon traditions, where deities and spirits pushed back against Buddhism. Through his mastery of tantric and magical practices, he tamed these spirits, integrating Bon deities into Tibetan Buddhism, establishing a strong spiritual foundation. He then established Tibet's first Buddhist monastery, the Samye Monastery, imparting profound teachings on the mind, reality, and the cycle of existence known as samsara. In Tibetan Buddhism, death is seen not as an end, but as a transition, an opening to spiritual liberation. Padmasambhava realized that, at death, the mind enters a unique state where, freed from the physical body's distractions, it becomes more receptive to ultimate truth. He saw this as a rare chance for liberation, knowing that many people, at death, are lost in fears and illusions that obscure this possibility. His mission was to create a guide, to be read by those present with the dying or studied in life, to prepare the mind for the bardos, the transitional states after death. His aim was to alleviate suffering and open doors to enlightenment, even when all seems uncertain and dissolving. Compassion is the foundation of the Bardo Thödol. Understanding that not all reach enlightenment in life, Padmasambhava saw in death a final opportunity and thus crafted instructions to help. Practitioners recognize the clear light, the mind's pure manifestation, at the moment of passing. The Bardo Thödol takes us through 3 principal stages, or bardos, that each soul journeys through. The Chikhai Bardo, the moment of death, is when the soul experiences death itself, a transition where the physical form dissolves and consciousness is freed from its material confines. Upon completion of this dissolution, the soul encounters the primordial clear light, depicted in the Bardo Thödol as an immense, pure, and dazzling light. This clear light embodies the mind's absolute nature, a state of pure, unconditional consciousness, devoid of duality, fear, or attachment. Some call it the higher self, others the solar mind, but whatever the name, it signifies totality and infinite peace. For the spiritual seeker, the Chikhai Bardo offers the chance for ultimate liberation. Recognizing the clear light as part of one's essence brings immediate liberation, nirvana, with no need for further stages of the bardos. This recognition bypasses doctrines or rituals, presenting a direct experience of truth where the mind sees itself, unfiltered and undistorted. At this moment, all karma, conditioning, and identities dissolve. For the unprepared, however, the intense light can seem frightening. Rather than seeing it as their true nature, the mind may perceive it as a threat due to fear or attachment to familiarity. In such cases, the soul pulls back, missing the chance for liberation, moving instead into the next stages of the bardos, encountering increasingly distorted and limiting visions shaped by its karmic tendencies. Chönyid Bardo, the Bardo of visions, as Carl Gustav Jung once noted, is where gods and demons are projections of our unconscious, seeming unavoidable until recognized as part of ourselves. In the Chönyid Bardo, the soul, now devoid of its physical form, exists in a boundless dimension where projections of its own mind manifest, appearing as both angelic and terrifying forms. This stage reveals the mind's essence, where repressed, desired, or feared aspects emerge in intensified form. Peaceful visions represent enlightened consciousness, with deities emanating qualities cultivated over lifetimes. For some, these visions are overwhelming or misunderstood, causing the soul to retreat. When unrecognized, these peaceful visions intensify, and the soul faces wrathful deities, manifestations of anger, fear, and repressed desires. These deities aren't external or malevolent, but rather reflect the mind's unresolved aspects, holding the soul in cycles of suffering. The Chönyid Bardo, a state free from physical confines, is a heightened realm of psychic manifestation, resembling vivid dreams. Here, repressed energies surface intensely, offering learning and potential enlightenment. Those with awareness can see these visions, both peaceful and wrathful, as mental constructs. This realization enables dissolution of fear, leading to liberation. At this point, the Bardo Thödol guides the soul to focus on the clear light, the mind's primordial essence. Recognizing this light brings total liberation, as it represents the true nature of all beings, akin to the sun behind clouds. If the soul can look past the visions, it can attain enlightenment, transcending the rebirth cycle. Chönyid Bardo warns that fear and attachment are the primary obstacles to liberation. Visions may stir deep fear, especially the wrathful deities representing untamed psychic aspects. Fear creates separation, and attachment binds the soul to the cycle of samsara. Overcoming this requires seeing visions as void of inherent reality, a concept known as shunyata or emptiness in Tibetan Buddhism. By recalling emptiness, the soul perceives all visions yet remains unattached, recognizing them as temporary expressions of its own nature. Sidpa Bardo, or rebirth, is the final stage, where the soul faces the crucial choice of its next body, shaped by karma accumulated over lifetimes. Here, all that the soul carries within draws it toward its next destination. After experiencing dissolution in Chikhai Bardo and projections in Chönyid Bardo, it now enters a state of greater psychic density, drawn by desires and attachments unresolved in life. This pull for rebirth drives the soul to seek a new body. Unconsciously guided by karmic inclinations, like magnets, these attract the soul to experiences mirroring its inner state. In Sidpa Bardo, the soul encounters rebirth visions, often involving couples in union, a metaphor for new life. This moment is the soul's chance to transcend rebirth by detaching and maintaining lucidity. For those who achieve detachment, rebirth is avoidable. The body chosen mirrors the soul's inner needs, an opportunity for spiritual growth. The unprepared, however, are often reborn into lives that perpetuate suffering. Prepared souls may instead merge with the clear light, the mind's ultimate essence, bypassing rebirth altogether. The Bardo Thödol serves as a map for self-awareness and destiny. It reminds us that while death concludes the human story, it also opens to new beginnings. As Ram Dass once said, "When you die, there is only one question that matters. How much did you love?" In this sense, the Tibetan Book of the Dead invites us to examine our lives. Are we ready for the final journey? Are we prepared to release all we believe we are? Perhaps by contemplating these teachings, we can prepare for death and truly learn to live. If this journey into the unknown resonated with you, share this video and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what intrigues you most about life after death, for the path of self-discovery is long, and together, we can explore existence's greatest mysteries. Thank you for watching.